How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's having a most wonderful weekend. Um, hope you find something to do that is amazing, that is great, that will set you at a higher level. Oh, welcome back to another video, another discussion, if you will. Today I'll be talking about a controversial figure and a controversial topic. This topic shouldn't be controversial. I can understand why the figure would be controversial, and as you can see in the title of the video, you probably know who I'm talking about. Now, we'll be talking about Andrew Tate. We'll be talking about his recent bans from certain social media sites. We'll be talking about um, his stance on a lot of things. We'll be talking about how the media has portrayed Mr. Tate. First, please go down and like the video, go down and subscribe. Press that little bell icon in the corner. I don't know if you can see that little bell icon right there. Yeah. Just press that bell icon to get notified when I upload again. So let's dive right in. We'll start with this article from valuetainment.com. Oh, the article said is titled Dangerous Misogynist Andrew Tate Banned from Facebook and Instagram. Meta has banned influencer Andrew Tate from Facebook and Instagram for violating its policies. The kickboxer became famous in 2016. Yada, yada, yada. This is just showing how he came to fame. He was, of course, in the I think MMA. Crazy good fighter, no lie, crazy good fighter. No, this part of the article is what I wanted to talk about. Now, I'm not sure if this article is for or against Mr. Tate. That's besides the point. I'm just here to talk about what is in the article. A threat to young men. Tate has been criticized for his comments, particularly from UK advocacy group Hope Not Hate, who encouraged the ban. The advocacy group labeled Tate as a dangerous misogynist and has called for more social media platforms to ban him. Joe Mulal, a director at the group, said Mr. Tate poses a genuine threat to young men, radicalizing them towards extremism, misogyny, racism, and homophobia. Where to begin on this? No, Andrew Tate is not, and I don't have a lot in common, right? Um, he's kind of callous. He's very straightforward. That I can appreciate. But he's callous. He comes off very strong. He has some very strong points. He has some. Sometimes he talks some rubbish. I'm not going to lie, but a lot of the time, his audience eats up what he's saying because of this. His audience does not have another voice. There is nobody who is, well, there are very few people who are talking to his audience and for his audience, which is primarily young men, right? We have seen this time and time again where as soon as a certain figure rise up to speak for young men or on behalf of young men or speak to young men, right, to empower them in whatever way. Now, as I said, I don't have much in common with Andrew Tate. That simply means that a lot of his views I don't share. Right. However, I can see how young men will gravitate towards him because he brings a message of them being worth, having some form of worth other than just the work and whatever. Young men are in a very dire situation. Young men need role models. Young men need to be spoken for and to be spoken to and to be understood. Now, I heard Aban Preach said something along this line. Shout out to Aban Bridge. Who is there to talk to his audience? Obviously, he has a large audience because I mean, the guy has 4.7 million Instagram followers. Let's take 100,000 out of it for bots as bots. Let's take be generous and take 50,000 for people who criticize it, critics. That is still a large following, right? So clearly, the guy has a market. Clearly, somebody needs to hear what he is saying. Now, all these groups are calling him a dangerous misogynist, extremist, racist, homophobe. Now, I've never heard Andrew Tate said anything that is racist. Um, he probably does not share the mainstream view on homosexuality and all of that. But the guy is far from an extremist. He's peddling what he's peddling. Yes. He's selling it. Fine. He's charging people for advice. Fine. We have counselors, many counselors. We always have somebody who is talking to young women, who are talking to women in general, right? But for some reason, there seems to be an issue when there is a figure, a strong figure, right? Talking on behalf of men, young men, and men in general. I say, let him do what he has to do. You know, just allow him to be, allow him to influence whoever he wants to influence. As I said, I've never heard him say anything that I could deem outside of satire, because sometimes some of the things that he says, I believe that they are satirical. I believe that there is no way he would actually say this. A lot of them is just marketing, just those stuff. But to be honest, this is a pandemic level. To see that half of the population does not really have, not let's not say half, because you do have some men who want to be a certain way. Let's call it effeminate, let's call it male feminist, let's call it, they want to tear down toxic masculinity, right? We do have that crowd, but there is still a large, millions and millions and millions of young men who want to hear this, because they feel like if there is a lack of a certain need, a lack of being heard, right? And so Andrew Tate is just feeling that. And if when you get rid of Andrew Tate, there will be somebody else. There will be somebody else. You can't control this one, so you get rid of him. And then there will be another one that is even worse. I mean, you can't tell social media companies what to do. A lot of them are monopolies. We have Twitter and then Meta, and then that's basically it. I think Andrew Tate is now on Rumble, and he's doing well on Rumble. Piers Morgan interviewed him. Tucker Carlson from Fox interviewed him. So even though they have silenced him in some way, he's on other platforms that have millions and millions of viewers and subscribers. Everywhere you go, there is talk about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate doesn't upload stuff to YouTube. He doesn't upload stuff to that much to Instagram and all these other platforms. But he's everywhere, right? He's not he's marketing himself, but his followers or the people who subscribe to him are the ones who are actually pushing Andrew Tate. Can you use this? What you can do though is give us somebody else. Show us somebody else that can speak for young men and to young men. And we'll gladly take the ban. gladly. But this is a pandemic that we need to address. We need to address the crisis that is happening with our young men. We need to address that. Young men are not going to school, going to higher education as much as young women. Like by far more suicides, young men or men in general. Right? The loneliest, well, not the loneliest, but one of the loneliest set of people are men. Right? These people are builders of our societies. Society cannot function without men. All our infrastructure, most of our infrastructure is run, operated, and maintained by men. So we need men. Right? Let us come together, find a way to rescue our young men. Tell me what you think about Andrew Tate in the comment. I would love to see it. If it's one line, can tell me. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share the video. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.